Okay. Trying to connect here, fellas. There we go. Delayed but not denied, huh? Good afternoon, everyone. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. This is your host, Steve Aquilon. And wait a minute, I didn't write the game number in. Game 113 on the schedule. April 26, 1966. It's the St. Louis Cardinals at the Los Angeles Dodgers. The second game of a two-game series. And the pitching matchup, oh my God, let's just hope it lives up to its billing. Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax. Need I say more? Well, I could, and I probably will, but you don't really need to. It says it all. So I've got some coffee here. Made a fresh half pot. And of course I'm on an hour early today as I have an afternoon engagement. So we're going to get to the starting lineups here in just a second, and we'll get this one going. For the Cardinals, it will be Lou Brock leading off in right field. Julian Javier is at second base. Curt Flood in center field. Alex Johnson in left field in the cleanup spot. Charlie Smith will be at third base with Phil Gagliano at first base. Did I say Smith at first? He's at third base. Gagliano's at first base. Dal Maxville is the shortstop. Pat Corrales will be behind the dish batting eighth. Bob Gibson, good hitting pitcher, although not that good this year, a three-hitters card. He hits ninth. For Los Angeles, it will be Willie Davis leading off in center field. Wes Parker at first base. Ron Fairley will be in right. Jim Lefevre at third base in the cleanup spot. Sweet Lou Johnson in left field. John Roseboro will do the catching and bat sixth. Nate Oliver is at second base. John Kennedy at shortstop. Maury Will's still out, although he's available to pinch hit if needed. And Koufax, of course, bats ninth. So with that out of the way, I want to welcome everyone. A cool and crisp Thursday in Spokane. Temperatures in the high 30s. A little overcast, but not bad for January. And the Dodgers take the field. And welcome Franklin Long. Good to have you, sir. And you made it. You found your seat and you got your hot dog and your $12 beer and got seated for the first pitch. Koufax has completed his warm-ups, and Lou Brock steps in from the left side. Roseboro with the sign. Here's the windup, the first pitch of the game, a 1-5 against the lefty. He strikes him out. And we are underway. Here's Javier now, right-handed hitting second baseman. Koufax, the windup. The pitch to Julian, a 2-7 against the lefty. He walks him. Javier works out the walk with one away, and he'll be on first base, where he's a star 16. Koufax a +1. Roseboro, however, a -3 hold, so they'll knock him down to a 14. The Dodgers will hold him on, making him a 1-12, should he wish to try for that lead. And here's Flood. Koufax gets his sign. Now from the stretch. The pitch to Flood, a 3-5. That's a base hit into left field, an open single. Javier can try to take third on that. Left field is Johnson, a 0. 16 -2, 14. He's going for it, and with one out, the Dodgers will concede it and hold Flood to first base. So first and third, one out. And here comes Alex Johnson. Koufax towing at the dirt in front of the rubber. He's in a bit of a jam here in the first inning. Runners at the corners and one down. The Dodgers will play the infield back. Let's check Flood for stealing. He's a star 15, -2, 13. They will not hold him on. They're basically saying if you want to go at 65%, go for it. Koufax with the stretch, and it's a pitch to AJ is a 2-7, and he pops him up on the left side. That's going to be Kennedy under it, infield fly rule, and there's 2 down. Runners at first and third. It's Charlie Smith now. Koufax from the stretch. Pitch to Smith is a 3-4. Oh, right in between all those singles. A fly ball into right field. Easy play for Fairley. And that will retire the side. So no runs a hit, they leave a pair. After a half an inning here at Chavez Ravine, it is St. Louis 0, Los Angeles coming to bat. Against Bob Gibson, I've said it before, in my mind, the 3 legendary pitchers of the 60s were these 2 guys and Juan Marichal. So this is quite a treat. I'll tell you, I'm even excited about this one. How can you not be with a marquee pitching matchup like this? Willie Davis will lead it off for Los Angeles as Gibson gets the sign from Corrales. Big windup, and here's the pitch on a 6-4 to the left-hander. That's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Maxville. Dow, a 228 as he goes into the hole. Here's the roll on the play. On a 4, a diving stop by Maxville. Leaps to his feet, long throw across, just in time to nip the speedy Davis. Oh my God, it's a web jam by Dow Maxville. What a play that was. 6-3-X exclamation mark, and there is 1 down. Oh, what a play by Maxville to start things off. Holy cow. And yes, it can, Franklin, to answer your question. And welcome, Razor. Glad to have you, sir. I don't know, Razor. What do you think it should be? Razor wants to know what is the over-under on the time of the game. I think we'll definitely come in under an hour, I'll say that. Not if I don't get to it, of course. Okay, here's Wes Parker with 1 down. Switch hitter batting lefty. The windup, the pitch, it's a 6-3 to the left-hander. Parker reaches out and pokes it the other way into left field for a base hit. And Wes is aboard with a 1-out single. Parker not a threat to steal. Gibson a -1, Corrales a 0. He'd be a 13 not held if he could get the lead. He's not a star stealer. And Fairley will hit away. Gibson from the stretch now. Delivers to Fairley on a 5-3 to the lefty. High fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Brock to the track. It's gone. Home run, Ron Fairley. Oh my God, let's take another look at that. 5-3 left-handed. And homer to 10. The roll is a 5. Fairley has the power. And it's a 2-run home run for Ron Fairley. And where's my, hang on a second, my other laptop. I can't believe I forgot to bring that over. That, of course, is where all my stats are. Okay, I've got it over here now. I think that's probably Fairley's first home run, but we're going to look. And it is, for Ron Fairley, his first home run of the season. Two to nothing Los Angeles now, and here's Jim Lefevre. Dodgers, of course, come into this game leading the National League with a 10-3 mark. They are 1 game ahead of both Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. St. Louis comes in with a 5-6 record. Gibson into his windup now. The pitch to Lefevre, a 2-7. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Lefevre down on strikes, 2 away. And Lou Johnson will be the batter. Gibson into the windup. It's a 4-12 to the righty. Fly to center. That's going to be a can of corn for Curt Flood. glides under it and makes the catch to retire the side. But 2 runs for Los Angeles on a big 2-run blast by Ron Fairley. We've completed 1 inning here, and it is Dodgers 2, Cardinals nothing. And it could be 45 minutes, Franklin. I don't even know what my shortest stream would be. Somewhere around 50 minutes, I would have to guess. It'll be Gagliano, Maxville, and Corrales due up here in the 2nd inning. As Koufax is ready to work now, Gagliano steps in from the right side. Sign from Roseboro, the windup, and the pitch. A 5-8 against the right-hander. It's a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Oliver. Nate Oliver, a 2E21, ranges to his left. Here's the play on a 15. He's got it. Throws over to Parker, 1 down. So 4-3X, Gagliano retired. And the batter will be Dal Maxville. I again adjusted the lighting since yesterday's game. I brought the score sheet in closer to me and moved the light back a little bit, so I'm right on top of the action. That does indeed seem to make things easier to read for me, with me and my aging eyes, right? 1 down, and here's Maxville. The windup. The pitch to Dal is a 4-7. It's a fly into right field, fairly drifting over now, and makes the catch 2 away. And with 2 down, Pat Corrales will come to the plate. Right-handed hitting catcher. Starting against the left-hander in place of Tim McCarver. Koufax lines and deals. It's a 6-6 to the righty. It's a single to 15. That's going to be down into left field for a single. Johnson on it quickly. Gets it back in. Corrales will hold at first base with a 2-out single. And Bob Gibson will be the hitter now. Gibson a 3 with N power, right-handed batter. That's right, N power. Koufax from the stretch. A 2-2, pops it up, right side. Parker calling. He's there, and that will retire the side. No runs to hit, a man left. We go to the bottom of the 2nd, still 2-0. And greetings, Rick, and welcome, sir. Glad to have you today. It'll be Roseboro, Oliver, and Kennedy due up for Los Angeles here in the bottom of the 2nd. Gibson ready to work now. The sign from Corrales. The windup. The pitch to Roseboro, a 6-11 to the lefty. A fly ball into right field. Lazy fly ball. Brock gliding under it now. And makes the catch for the out. 1 away. And here's Nate Oliver. Right-handed hitting second baseman. The windup on the pitch. A 5-4, fly to left field. That's going to be an easy play for Alex Johnson. Barely has to move, puts that one away. And quickly there are 2 away here in the 2nd. That'll bring up John Kennedy, right-handed batter playing shortstop today. Played all over the infield, Kennedy. Primarily a third baseman. As he stands in from the right side, Gibson gets his sign. Here's the windup. Pitch to Kennedy on a 2-8. He struck him out. 3 up, 3 down go the Dodgers in the 2nd. We've completed 2. And it's still 2-0 at Los Angeles. As Koufax loosens up for the 3rd, I'll enjoy a little bit of my coffee. And thank you, Razor. I appreciate that. Here's Brock now, top of the order for St. Louis. lefty on lefty as Koufax comes set. Here's the windup. The pitch to Lou Brock on a 1-7. It's a fly into center field. It's playable for Willie Davis. He's got it, one away. Julian Javier will be the batter now. He walked his first time up. Koufax getting his sign. The windup and the pitch. It's a 3-3. Foul ball left side. That's going to be Lefevre in foul territory calling for it. He makes the catch, 2 down. And that'll bring up Curt Flood. Flood singled his first time up. Here's the windup now. The pitch to Flood, a 5-3 to the right-hander. Grounder to the pitcher, X. Koufax, a 2-4. And here's the roll on the play. On a 20, he's got it. Throws him out, and that'll do it. 1-3X, the side is retired. 2.5 in the book. It's 2-0 Los Angeles. Two great pitchers, and neither of these teams particularly good hitting ball clubs. So you got to throw that into the equation as well. I'm looking at the chat now. Franklin's asking about the laptop and the Windows game. Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'm still running 10. And I was running the Windows game on what was before Vista. Whichever one was before Vista, I think. It's not a huge program. It doesn't take up a lot of your memory. So yeah, you'll be perfectly fine. Not a lot of graphics or intricacies. Here's Koufax to lead off the third. Gibson gets the sign from Corrales now. Big low kick, and here's the pitch on a 1-12. Pops him up right side. Julian Javier is right there to make the catch, 1 away. Here's Willie Davis now, 0-for-1. Standing in from the left side as Gibson gets the sign. Here's the windup. The pitch to Willie D is a 5-7. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And for Gibson, that's his 3rd strikeout of the game so far. And that'll bring up Parker. Parker singled and came around to score in the first. 2 away. Parker batting from the left side. The windup and the pitch on a 6-7 to the left-hander. A grounder to second base, X. That's going to be Javier, a 2-15. Javier, a fine second baseman. As he goes behind the bag, here's the roll on the play. On a 7, he's got it. Plants and throws in time, and that will do it. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers. Gibson has now retired 8 in a row since the Fairley home run. We've completed 3 here in Los Angeles. It's Los Angeles 2, St. Louis nothing. A heavily billed pitching matchup. Well, I even put it in the notes, which I usually don't do. As Koufax gets ready to work in the 4th, it will be Johnson, Smith, and Gagliano due for St. Louis. Koufax with the windup. Here's the pitch to AJ. It's a 2-9. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that's 2 Ks for Sandy now. Here's Charlie Smith. Smith flew out to right his first time up. Koufax gets his sign into the windup. The pitch to Smith on a 6-8. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Big breaking curveball. Smith right over the top of it, and there's 2 down. And here's Phil Gagliano now. Koufax getting his sign. Here's the pitch to Gagliano. A 3-3 against the left-hander. It's a fly ball into center field. Willie Davis ranging to his right. He puts it away. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Koufax. So both pitchers sailing along. Gibson made one mistake to Fairley and paid the price for it. Other than that, pretty much as advertised. It'll be the heart of the order. Fairley, Lefevre, and Johnson for LA here in the bottom of the fourth. Gibson gets his sign from Corrales now. Here's the windup. The pitch to Fairley, a 2-8, and he draws the walk. So a leadoff walk to Fairley, who homered his first time up. And if you're thinking, well, Gibson was pitching carefully to him that time, I kind of doubt that. I don't think Bob Gibson ever pitched carefully to anybody. And here's Lefevre now. Gibson from the stretch. The pitch to Jim Lefevre is a 6-5 to the left-hander. It's a grounder to shortstop X. This could be two. Maxville's a 2E28. Here's the roll on the play on a 1. He can't get it. Oh, my God, it's a base hit on a 1. It would have taken a 1 fielder to make that play. Hard to fault Maxville for that one. A 1-star single. Fairley will hold up at second. And the Dodgers have something going here in the bottom of the fourth. First and second, nobody out. And Lou Johnson coming to the plate. John Roseborough to follow. And here's the pitch to Johnson. A 5-9 to the right-hander. Struck him out. Johnson froze on a heater right at the corner. And he is retired on strikes. And that'll bring up John Roseborough now. Gibson trying to get out of this jam. First and second, one away. Gibson from the stretch. The pitch to John Roseborough, a 6-5 grounder to short X. Maxville's going to get another chance. 2E28. Here's the play. On an 8, he's got the error range, so an E28, the roll is a 9, and he's got it. Feeds Javier to first, double play. So Maxville redeems himself with a nice double play. 6-4-3X, that'll retire the side. No runs a hit, they leave a pair. And we've played 4. 2-0. And Rick wants to know about the Baseball Max. Well, I'm currently testing the beta version. They got several people early to do the beta test for them. I think it has a lot of potential, but there are still a lot of glitches to be ironed out. I've been trying to report as many things as I can and play as many games as I can, really, to find them and report them back to Strat-O-Matic. And I'll say this much, every time I report something, they send me an email thanking me for doing that. They've always had a bad rep for customer service, but I think they've come a long way in that regard. I mean, granted, it's not perfect, but they're a very small company. All in all, I think they're doing a good job. Baseball Max, to be more specific, no, it's not there yet, but I think it's got potential. Basically, it'll be like the Windows game, only you'll have a subscription, which will allow you to play any team of any era. So you don't have to buy all the sets. You'll pay a monthly or a yearly subscription price and have access to all of the cards they've ever made, which to me sounds like a pretty good deal in theory. Okay, top of the fifth we go. It's the bottom of the order for St. Louis. Maxville, Corrales, and Gibson. Koufax is ready to go. He goes into his windup now and pitch to Maxville. A 4-3 to the right-hander. That'll be a fly ball to right field X. That's going to be Fairley a 2E8. As he drifts towards the line, here's the roll on the play. On an 18, Fairley is there to make the catch, one down. So 9X, Maxville retired. And here's Pat Corrales. Corrales singled his first time up. The windup and the pitch to Corrales. A 2-5. Struck him out. Corrales frozen on that beautiful bender. That's 4 Ks for Sandy now. And here's Bob Gibson with 2 away. Standing in from the right side as Koufax goes into his windup. It's a 5-7 to the righty, a double to 6, and that's going to be down in left center. Gibson rounding. Oh my goodness, Bob Gibson is in standing with a 2-out double. Only the 3rd hit of the game for St. Louis. So Gibson, a good hitting pitcher, proves it here with a double, and that'll give Lou Brock a shot. Brock standing in from the left side now. Gibson a modest lead off of second. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. A 4-12 to the lefty. A tapper down to first. That's Parker to his right. He's got it. Underhands to Koufax covering, and that will retire the side. No runs ahead, a man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-0. It'll be the bottom of the order for the Dodgers, Oliver, Kennedy, and Koufax. Oh, Razor, that's fantastic. So you probably go to all the opening days, I'm guessing. It's a small little place, isn't it? I mean, I can't see the whole thing. I've seen videos of it, or people waiting outside at opening day. That's got to be a long, cold wait. Bottom of the 5th we go. Nate Oliver stepping in from the right side. Gibson the sign from Corrales. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. A 2-5. Struck him out. And let's see now for Gibson. That's 5 strikeouts in the ball game. And that'll bring up John Kennedy. He struck out himself in the 2nd. Gibson into his windup now. Here's the pitch to Kennedy. A 3-4 against the right-hander. And he hits him. Oh, my goodness. Kennedy must have been crowding the plate a little bit for Gibson's liking as he drills him, and he'll take his base. And that'll bring up Koufax. Koufax a D-bunter. They'll play back. A one-hitter's card. He's going to try to lay it down anyway. Here it is. Sack bunt attempt on a D. The roll is a 3, and it's a successful sacrifice bunt for Koufax. So Kennedy will move into second on the sacrifice. We'll credit a sacrifice hit to Koufax. 2 away. And Willie Davis will get a shot at it. Runner on second, 2 down. Davis trying to pick him up. Gibson trying to slam the door on the 5th. Here's the windup. The pitch to Willie D. 5-6 to the left-hander. And that's going to be down for a 2-star single. 5-6 lefty, double to 9. The roll is a 19. That base hit is going to drive in Kennedy, so the sacrifice pays off. An RBI single for Willie Davis, and it's 3-0. Davis, a star 17. 16 with the hold. He'll have to be held on, making him a 1-14. And with 2 down, he's going to try for that lead. 2 through 5, 11 and 12. 5, he's got it. Here he goes, 1-14. Corrales' throw. He's out. Davis gunned down at second by Pat Corrales. Oh, that was a thing of beauty. What a throw. And that will end the inning with Parker left standing at the plate. The Dodgers, however, pick up a run on a hit. No one left. We've completed 5, and it is 3-0. Koufax getting ready to work the 6th. Normally I don't do this, but I'm checking my game time. We're about 30 minutes in. Looking for the over and under, of course, you know. It'll be Javier Flood and Alex Johnson for St. Louis. Koufax getting his sign now. Here's the windup. The pitch to Javier. 4-11 to the right-hander. Struck him out. Javier down on strikes. And here's Kurt Flood, 1 for 2 today. Koufax into the windup. Here's the delivery to Flood on a 1-8 against the lefty. You fly into center field. Davis ranging to his left. He's there. 2 down. And here's Alex Johnson now. Johnson's 0 for 2 today. Popped up to short and struck out. Koufax gets his sign. The windup. The pitch to AJ, a 5-8 against the righty. A grounder to second base X. That's going to be Oliver, a 2E21. Oliver ranging behind the bag. And here's the play. On a 12, that will be the error range. So we've got an E21. The roll is a 12, and he makes the play for the out. 4-3X, and that'll do it for St. Louis in the 6th. And absolutely, Rick, as I mentioned earlier, neither of these teams hit much. Actually, Parker should be up. Parker left standing at the plate when Davis was caught stealing last inning. So Parker gets a fresh count. Gibson, the sign from Corrales. The windup on the pitch to Parker, a 2-6 against the righty, and he walks him, ball 4. Parker's aboard with a leadoff walk. S9 for endurance for both of them. You wouldn't expect any less, would you? Here's Fairley. He's walked at his 2-run homer, the big blow in this game so far. Gibson gets his sign now from the stretch. Oops, we got a dice out of the tower. That's going to be a re-roll. Fairley fouls one off. Now Gibson's set. From the stretch, a 3-8 against the righty. Pops him up on the right side. That's going to be Gagliano. Infield fly rule. He'll make the catch 1 away. That'll bring up Lefevre. Lefevre's 1 for 2 today. Gibson from the stretch. Pitch to Lefevre, a 1-6 against the righty. That's a tapper down to first. That's going to be 2. Gagliano has it. Down to Maxville. Back to Gagliano in time. The old 3-6-3 double play, and that'll end the inning. So 6 in the books here at Dodger Stadium, and it's Los Angeles 3, St. Louis nothing. Koufax out there to warm up for the 7th. He's only allowed 3 hits in this ball game. He's struck out 5. It'll be Smith, Gagliano, and Maxville due for St. Louis. Koufax gets the sign from Roseboro. Now the windup, the pitch to Smith. A 3-4 against the lefty. Fly ball into right field, playable for Fairley. He's right there to make the catch 1 down. Here's Gagliano now, 0 for 2. Koufax gets his sign, the windup. The pitch to Phil, a 4-4 against the right-hander. Fly to center field and shallow. Davis coming, still coming. Just does catch up to it. And that's 2 down, and that'll bring up Dal Maxville. Maxville 0 for 2, flew to right field twice. Koufax into his windup now. The pitch to Maxville, a 2-8 against the left-hander, taps it down to third base. That's going to be Lefevre. He's got it. Throw across in time, and another 1-2-3 inning for Koufax. He's retired 7 in a row. And we'll stretch a minute here for the 7th inning stretch. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for watching. We've got quite a few people here in the chat room, it says. Hey, if you're a newcomer, go ahead and introduce yourself. I'd love to hear from you. Tomorrow's ball game will be the Boston Red Sox at the New York Yankees. Continuation of that series, and that'll be back at my normal time of 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. All right, Gibson ready to work here in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Johnson, Roseboro, and Oliver. Johnson 0 for 2 today. Standing in from the right side as Gibson gets his sign from Corrales. Here's the windup. And here's the pitch, a 1-11. Johnson lines a base hit into left field. So Lou Johnson aboard with a leadoff single. And he's a star 15. -1, he's a 14. They'll have to hold him on, which will make him a 1 through 12. And John Roseboro steps to the plate, left-handed hitting catcher. Johnson a modest lead at first. Gibson from the stretch now. Here's the pitch to Roseboro on a 2-12 liner to first. They've got him off the bag, double play. Holy cow, look at that. 2-12 liner to the max. That'll erase the runner. With 2 out, it'll be Nate Oliver. So Roseboro hit it right on the screws, but right at Gagliano. Johnson caught leaning. He was a dead duck. And here's the pitch to Oliver. 3-8 against the righty. Swung on and missed strike 3, and down goes Oliver. And for Gibson now, that's 3-4. Hang on a second, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks. No runs a hit, no one left. We've completed 7. Three to nothing Los Angeles as we go to the 8th. Koufax ready to work. It'll be Corrales, the pitcher's spot, and Lou Brock. And good afternoon, Trent, and welcome. Glad to have you, sir. And Franklin, absolutely. For a time there in the late 90s, right around the turn of the century, I used to call ESPN the Yankee Boston Network. Jokingly, of course. And here's Corrales to lead things off. Koufax into the windup on a 1-7. He struck him out. And now we've got a tough decision to make. 8th inning, and it's not even that tough, is it really? The Cardinals are going to have to bat for Gibson. So we'll have a pinch hitter for Bob Gibson with 1 out. Gibson worked 7. Allowed only 5 hits, 3 runs. The big blow, of course, Fairley's 2-run homer. He walked 2 and hit a batter. And struck out 6, throwing in the St. Louis pen. Let's see who's due up for the Dodgers. Righty pitcher, lefty switch left. Probably a lefty. Al Jackson's available. Jackson's going to warm. Starter reliever. Jackson came over from the Cubs in that Adolfo Phillips, Ferguson Jenkins thing, right? I think that's right. And now they need a pinch hitter. The likely obvious choice would be Mike Shannon, who played in this game in real life as well. And that's who it's going to be. Pinch hitting for Gibson will be Mike Shannon. Shannon, the right-handed hitting outfielder. Okay, Shannon standing in now from the right side. Roseboro flashing some signs. Here's the windup and the pitch. A 5-6 to the righty. Swung on and missed strike 3, and down goes Shannon. And Koufax seems to be getting stronger as the game progresses. Only 1 K for the first 3 innings. Now has 7. And here's Lou Brock. Koufax into the windup. The pitch to Brock. Left on left, a 2-5. Single to 5, and on a 5, that's in there. Just past the shortstop. Johnson over to get it. Brock will hold at first. Brock normally a big threat to steal, but down 3 Willie. He's a star 19. Minus 217. He'll be held on, making him a 1-15. And down by 3, Javier is going to hit away. Koufax from the stretch now. It's a 4-8 to the right-hander. He struck him out, and Koufax fans the side. Oh my God, what a performance. No runs, a hit, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 3-0, and here comes Al Jackson. Jackson, a left-hander. Let's take a look at Jackson. 13 and 15, but with a sparkling 2.51 earned run average. Fewer hits than innings. Not a big strikeout pitcher. Damn nice card. Got a little dinger problem against lefties. Not much against righties. And welcome, Giles, and thank you very much. I certainly appreciate that. And you betcha, Rick and Franklin. 8Ks so far, and as Rick points out, Koufax at his best. Here's where Jackson comes in. It'll be Kennedy, Koufax, and Willie Davis for Los Angeles in the bottom of the 8th. Jackson, the left-hander, ready to work now. Here's his pitch to Kennedy on a 3-8 fly to center field. That's going to be a can of corn for Curt Flood. Barely has to move and makes the catch 1 down. Koufax now, right-handed hitter. Jackson the windup. That's going to be a 6-3 to the righty. That's a grounder to the pitcher X. Jackson a 3E31. And here's the roll on the play. On an 18, he makes the play and throws him out. Nice play, Jackson. 1-3X, Koufax retired. 2 down, and Willie Davis will be the hitter. Jackson into his windup now. The pitch to Willie, a 1-7. Tapper down to first base. Gagliano has it. He'll take it himself, and that will retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Al Jackson. And we've completed 8 here in Los Angeles, 3-0. Koufax going for the shutout. Wait, am I not supposed to say that? I don't want to jinx anybody. I think that only applies to a no-hitter, right? It'll be the heart of the order. Flood, Johnson, and Smith for St. Louis. Koufax comes set now, gets his sign, the windup, the pitch to Curt Flood. A 3-10 against the lefty. A tapper down to short. That's going to be Kennedy. He's got it. Throws him out, 1 away. And the batter will be Alex Johnson. Johnson's 0 for 3 today. Koufax staring in to get his sign. Here's the windup. The pitch to Johnson on a 3-11. High fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Johnson to the track, to the wall. It's gone. Home run, Alex Johnson. And there goes the shutout. Oh my, what a shame. I was pulling for it. But Alex Johnson, let's take another look. 3-11, homer to 15. The roll is a 7, and he got all of that one. And it's a 3-1 ball game. And thank you, Razor. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Oh, well. The dice have a mind of their own. I don't think they give a damn what I do or say. And here's Charlie Smith now. Koufax gets his sign from Roseboro. Here's the windup. Pitch to Smith on a 6-8. Swung on and missed strike 3. And the Cardinals are down to their last out. And it'll be Phil Gagliano. Phil's 0 for 3 today. Bounced out to second. Flew out to center twice. Koufax staring in now. Gets his sign. The windup. The pitch. 6-9 to the right again. He walks him. Ball 4. Oh my, and now suddenly, one more hit or walk will fatigue Sandy. 2 outs, a man on first. Let's check the St. Louis bench. Do they have anybody better than Maxville? Lefty, lefty. They've got Spezio. They really don't. You certainly don't want to send a left-hander up there. So it'll be Maxville. Man on first taking his lead from the stretch now. They pitch to Maxville, a 4-7 fly to right field. That's going to do it. Fairley's under it, and that's the ball game. So Koufax loses the shutout on the Alex Johnson home run, but he does hang on for the win. A 3-1 ball game. And we came in about 48 minutes. Roseboro out to the mound congratulating Koufax. Sandy picks up the win. Bob Gibson, the hard luck loser today. For Koufax, he allowed 3, 4, 5 hits, 1 run. He walked a pair and struck out, was it 9? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For the Dodgers, 3 runs, only 5 hits, no errors. The Cardinals, 1 run, only 5 hits, no errors. And that's your final, 3-1. And right, Razor off by 3 minutes. And we hit the under on the runs, too. It's a gambler's heyday here in Spokane. Rush right out to the casino. Place your bets. Let's check the records now. The Dodgers improved to 11-3. St. Louis drops to 5-7. As far as the pitchers' records, for Koufax, he becomes the Major League's first 4-game winner. He's 4-0 with that victory. Bob Gibson came in 2-0. He drops to 2-1. Your Chief Spokane Gary player of the game has to be Koufax, with an honorable mention to Ron Fairley. And that'll do it for me. Like I say, tomorrow at 1, it's Boston, New York. That should be good. The pitchers for that matchup are going to be Jim Lonborg for the Red Sox, Whitey Ford for the Yankees. So I want to thank you guys for watching. It was a good one today. Koufax doing what Koufax does. Sorry he couldn't get the shutout, fellas, but that's how the dice roll. Thanks again so much. I'm going to get ready to go. I've got an afternoon engagement. So I'll catch you all later, hopefully tomorrow. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye for now.